Okay, last week we already had learned about MVC, SQL Alchemy, Flash login, and how to hash our password, right? So what's MVC? It's a model view control.
Is it working?
Yeah.
Okay.
So M is for model, view, V for view, and C for controller. It's basic model for our web or the internet right now. And then what's M in our Flash app? What's library acts as an M there? SQL Alchemy. Yep. That's it. And V? Ginger. Yes. Actually, HTML and CSS. And what is C?
Flash.
The whole Flash is C. And for smaller part, we have route, right? And this week we will have like Blueprint and some additional libraries, like for example Flash admin or something. Okay. And Flash login is just another library to handle the authentications. Okay. SQL hash encryption, because we don't want to store our raw password, the user's raw password in our database. Instead, we want to store a hash password, so that we can protect our user and ourselves too. And today we will learn a concept like editing someone else's code. First, we have to understand their code, and then we implement another user story. And then from tomorrow, maybe tomorrow or the day after that, or Wednesday, we will learn how to build a ticket box, right? And day by day, we will be adding more filters into our app. And by the end of this week, like you will know how to build a total.
This or next?
This week. By next week, I mean on Monday. So by the end of this week, Sunday night. Okay, you will know how to build a full stack app, web app, using just Python. Okay. Here's the reason why we choose Ticketbox for our week project, because it's a good database practice. You can add more features as many as you want, and then it's a basic e-commerce features, like you can buy tickets, different tickets, and you can name the set the price for a ticket, right? You can even live the event, or you can even add a tags for each event. So it's basically a e-commerce website. Here's the topics for today: migrations, code review, and one more thing, relationships. It's very important. The order is weird, but whatever. Let's go with relationship because it's important. DB.relationship here is it's a special column type. It's like it doesn't have the real data. Instead, it's a bridge to another table, right? It's not a real column. Actually, you define that relationship, DB.relationship, inside the model. For example, the table user, but it's not a real column. It's just a bridge from user to another table. Okay, and then this has our code, easier to read, and it's actually based on the join query you already learned from the SQL Vault. Here, how we define our relationship. You already know this, right? The user table, we have a topics and post column. Basically, are not a real column, but it's just a relationship. We call it set. Set here is it's not Python, right? It's a topics here. It should be a list. It's from some different language. Post and topics here is a list, and the topics come from the table topic that belong to that user, right? And here in the topic table, you have an author. Actually, this one is author ID, but we name it author in short. So we'll be linked to our table user here. For example, one user can have different topics, so it's a list. Same thing with the post, right? One to many. And then from another table called tag, for every topic we can have many different tags. So it's a set, a list as well. Same with this one. And for tags, we also have many different topics for one tag. You can have like many different topics. So the relationship here is correct, but we don't use this in our database. Instead, we have another table. It's like Lloyd call it a brick table. I would call it a associate table, like to connect those two. Because at man to many, you need to have another table to connect them. Right? One to many or many to one, you can connect them directly, but many to many is unavoidable. So you have to like make another table to connect those two, and let's just call it associate table, right? And for each topic, you have a list of posts here, one to many, a list of posts. Right. Topic here is topic ID. Yeah. Any question about
Can it not belong to many?
one post can belong to only one topic? From this table, from this model, from this design, you can tell that one post only belongs to one topic, but one topic can have different posts.
What do you mean by topic here is topic ID?
Topic here, topic ID. Yeah, it's a topic ID because we want to link those two tables with a topic ID.
Okay.
Right. It's the same with user here. Author here is author ID. Actually, it's a user ID. You should name it user ID. But we some people like they like to name it author. It's okay. Same thing here. So in real life, maybe it's different, but here in this example, we can tell that one topic can have many different posts, and one post can only belong to one topic, right? And one topic can have different tags. The same thing, one tag can have different topics. From the design here.
Is that a good design? Is that a good design?
What, one person can only have one topic?
Yeah. No, that is not a good design.
And the poster does not connect to any tags?
The what?
The topic has tags, but the post don't have tags. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not enough.
So let's see whether or not you guys can come up with a better design, because we need to.
What was that for? That was for a blog though, right?
I
That's
don't
not
know.
for a ticket box.
It's for somewhere on the internet. Maybe.
This is just like a diagram of different things that we have to think about. It's kind of an idea.
Yeah, it's
like
just
at
an
the end of the day, like you guys are going to be able to make these own diagrams. You guys have to make these diagrams yourselves. You have to understand them, and you guys got to make them more sophisticated. And this is just a drawing. Okay, this is just a drawing. We're gonna have to write code that does this. And to be honest with you, it also just shows you how much code like we're going to do this week around relationships. It's going to get more complicated. That's going to be the main focus of how we can do this easier in code. Okay? Kind of like what you were talking about earlier about having comment counts and stuff.
So that's why I tell you, like it's hard to read other people's code and to understand the logic. Why they didn't do it this way or that way. That's our logic and their logic different. They are different. Okay, so here we have like two main types of relationship. Actually, there are only two. There are only two. The first one is one to many, or we can call it one to one or many to one. They are the same. Right. Most common one, and the other one is many to many. You have to create another table to connect them, to connect the two tables. So here's the code for one to many. We have a table called person, a model person, and another model address. One person can have, here is like one person can have one address, maybe two or three or four, doesn't matter. Just one person can have address like this. You can link those two together with a relationship in the person table. Actually, you can put this line, the relationship, anywhere in the parent or the child, right? So here's the concept of what's the parent, what's the child. The parent is like the must-have table that contain the information from the child table. So can stand alone. The address cannot stand alone. Like you don't have the person ID. So how do I know that address belongs to which person, right? One person can like exist by its own, but address cannot. It has to belong to one person at least. So that's a child, and this is parent. So one parent can have like many children, or only one. Doesn't matter. One to many or one to one. The same. Sorry. So here's the syntax. We have the ID column, the name column, and the relationship column. This is it's not a real column. There's no data in it. It just tell our database to know. Okay, we have a relationship with the address table. Here's the name of the class, address with the capital, the first letter capital in capital, always. And you should name it as a string to avoid some like undefined error. You can name it like address here without quotation here. It will not work unless you put the person below the address, right? Okay. So I would strongly advise that use a string always to stay away from the errors. And then the backgraph means like from when we query this table, address table, we can use for example address dot person. It will link back to this table. Address dot person dot name. You can get the name here. The name the name of the person that contain the address, right? Address equal address capital address dot query dot get ID, for example ID 1. You have the one address, right? And then from that address you can dot person, and then dot again name. You can get the name of the person that have that address. I know it's confusing now, but when we go into the code, you can see how like easily it is. Now, when we go directly into the code, like right now it's a new concept, so maybe you're confused how to use it.
I'm not confused, I just don't get it.
Okay, you don't get it. Okay. So one person can have one or many addresses, right?
Yeah.
So if you want to query the name, the user of that address, for example, you know only one address, and then you want to know the person.
Associated with that address.
Yeah, the person who have that address.
And more than that, you want to know their name, not just
Yeah, you want to know the name or the ID, not just the class, right?
The reason why this is important is that this week you guys ran into the problem of like, I got a post, right? But I need the comments too. Almost every single time you guys query data in your database, you're gonna look at something and then you're gonna realize, oh shit, I also need that one thing that goes along with it. Every single time, right? So this is what we're talking about today, or this week, is what's gonna solve that problem. It seems complicated now, but ideally speaking, if we practice it a couple times, we should be able to figure out how to get the associated data, right? Every single time we looked at a post, we always wanted to see the comments, right? Every single time we look at the post, we always want to see how many likes there were, what kind of likes there were, who liked it, stuff like that. That's how it will be every single time.
Okay, let's go back to our blog example, right? We have done last week.
What does lazy equal to means?
It's default. Like for example, when you query data from the person,
Yeah.
the SQL query will query all the data related to this address.
No,
At the same time, at the time it's low. Like so, it means lazy means okay. I'm lazy. Give me everything
Okay.
related to that key, that address.
Okay.
That's mean lazy means, right?
And back when?
Lazy equal to is default. So but implicit is better than explicit, right? That's the rule. That's the rule. You can skip it. You can ignore this one, but implicit is like better than explicit. To go back to our blog example, for example, here we have a user and here we have post, right? So one user can have many posts. Address here will become post, and the class here will become post, and you have the relationship with the post here, and the background person or author or user doesn't matter. So when you query the post, right? The list of posts, you want to know the author of each post. You can use post.person.name. You don't have to run a for loop to in order to stick the user into the post, as we did before last week. It's faster. Running a for loop is slow. It's slow compared to database queries. All right. Have it clear? And here's many example. You need an associate tables in order to contain the ID of each tables. For example, here we have. I think we should have go back to the block instead of tags and paste, but whatever. Okay, here we have two columns. We don't need a column ID at all because it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't do anything, so we can skip it. Instead, we have at least two column tag IDs and page ID. The tag ID come from the tag table here, the model here, and the page ID is come from the page. So basically, we link those two tables with the associated table tags. And then here, the syntax is like it's a integer, okay, and you have to let it know that it's a foreign key, and it come from tag.id here. And also page ID here, right? And notice that we have primary key equal to true in both columns because we don't want to repeat those again. For example, we have tag ID equal 1 and the row here is tag ID equal 1, page ID also 1. What if we have the primary key equal to here on both lines? It means like you cannot have another entry with this value, with this value. It will not work, it will throw error, or it will update the old one, right? So it means like there will be no duplications. It has to be the whole row has to be unique. Like can only have one row with the value of 1 1. You can have another entries or row with a value of 1 2. For example, tag ID is equal 1 and page ID equal 2. It works. But you cannot have another row like 1 1. It doesn't make sense. So this syntax here prevent that for you. Okay. So here in our page and tag ID tag table. The tag table is easy. The page table is you define something like this. Tags is not a real column. It's just a relationship, right? Tags to connect the page with the tag here. And here relationship. The first element should always be the name of the class tag, right? And secondary equal to tags mean like you are joining those two tables with another table called tags here, right? It should be a string here, but doesn't matter because we already defined tags up there, so we can use a variable here. It works, but sometimes many times you want to give it like a string tags to avoid error.
So to find it.
Yeah. And lazy equals subquery. Subquery is like I think is false. No, subquery like okay works like join false, but instead SQL Alchemy will use a subquery means like here whenever you call this column, you get the value of this column, it will run a query. It's the opposite of lazy equal to true, because when you use lazy equal to true, you always query the data here as soon as you load the table. Here, only when you query this column, it will run the queries for you. So, and the backgraph, also the backgraph is a key, and the value could be just a string like this, or you can use a db.backgraph and you have a what page here. This is the name of the table. It's not a class, it's the name of the table. always the name of table. Backgraph equal to string pages or backgraph equal to db.backgraph and string pages if you want to have more than one element, so you have to use this syntax. Don't worry, I will demo the real code for you later. Lazy equal to true, the same thing with this, the example before. And here I don't have to mention it again, right? So here I just introduce you the syntax. We'll work on it later. Okay, questions? Okay, I know. And next part is data migrations. Okay, every database, like when you develop your web app, you always have to constantly change your database, depend on the user stories, right? So change is inevitable. And right now, what you've done is just whenever you change your database, like you cannot avoid it.
Inevitable.
Inevitable.
Kwa said change is inevitable. We have to be able to change our database without destroying everything in it.
Yep.
That's also another topic this week.
Right now, every time you want to change something in your database, like a column name or adding a new column, you have to destroy the whole database, right? It's not a good practice and it doesn't make sense. So we have another a library that will help you do it without destroying your database. It's called Flash Migrate. And then what Flash Migrate does, like it's just a scan through all your models and find out what's different, like the edit column or the drop column, and then translate into a SQL queries, and then send it to our database. That's it. But actually, that's not simple. Sometimes you cannot run Flash Migrate because there are some rules in our database, like you cannot change the constraint of the columns. One thing, another thing is like that's the only thing. There's another one I don't remember right now, so when we run into it, I will tell you why. So our assignment for today, the first one is like to add a view count filter into our blocks, not your block, your friend's blocks. Okay, so you have to pull your friend's code and then you add this filter into the code, and then you have to commit it, make a pull request. Your friends have to accept it. Okay? Easy?
Are you going to live code?
Yeah. Inappropriate content.
Can I say something real quick? I remember one time I was taking a class at Grad, and the guy head of engineering, he said something. He was just like, "Man, you guys are real coders. You guys don't like hearing us talk. You just want to see code." So Tung just told me something impressive. I'm impressed with her right now. She doesn't even want to hear talk. She just wants to see code.
Another feature is like we have to make a report system to report inappropriate contents, right? So there are two parts of today's class. One more thing, I think like we should have another assignment. So assignment 3: change all the queries in the blocks app, and then we have to use the relationship queries. Okay. Last week we didn't have any relationship in our models, and when we run the query inside our controller. Now, I want you to have another assignment and use relationships when we run the queries and when we define our models. Okay, it's simple. It's not hard. Actually, it's like your code should be shorter than before. And here, introduction to Flash Migrate is very simple. The concept is simple, but it's hard. Sometimes you have run into mistake and you don't know how to debug it. Okay, when you have installed Flash Migrate, and then the first thing you want to do is db flash db init. Like you have to, this line will create a folder that contains all the versions of your table. And the folder will be named migrations, maybe, yeah, migrations. And inside your table, it will create a table, a magical table called Alembic. I don't know why it does. Basically, it just contains the version of your tables. And that will try to automatically detect change to your database. I already said that. It isn't perfect, so you always have to double check whenever you use it. Migration is always going to be manual, and you need to be careful. I said, migration of production database is a big deal. You may destroy all your database, right? So be careful. When Lloyd said this, oh no, most of the time you want to work with other people codes because it's a big project. You cannot do it complete it in 1 day or 2 days, in 1 week or 1 month. You have to do it like a couple of months, and you have to go back and read your college's code. That's why you always work with existing code. You don't have to repeat the code again and again. Instead, you like keep on developing code. The app. So here, that's the end of the slides here. So next part, we will jump into code demo for. I will try to pull code from Lloyd, and then I will add a feature called view counts into his app, right? And then you have to do it as well. Maybe we will split you into pairs, and then you have to clone your partner project and add the feature. So let's go away.
And we're doing this still using relationship databases.
Yep.
Yes.
Can see your code, Lloyd. GitHub. That Lloyd boy. Okay, he's right instruction. Sorry.
You guys can demo it too.
Git clone, and then Lloyd. Oh shit, man, it's very wrong. Then code. Open our code editors. The first thing is like we have to check. Okay, he has migration folder. He has.
Can you show them what we're gonna build first?
I don't know what we are gonna be.
Show them that. Show them that.
Oh,
and show
yeah.
them medium next to it. Fuck it.
Yes, okay. Here's his app, not mine.
It's my beautiful blog app.
It has 2 parts without the view counts, right? Let's see. Okay. It's weird, man.
Oops. It's not beautiful. It happens. This happens when you don't practice your CSS. We're going to add a view count. Have you guys ever read Medium before? Can you open up Medium? Click on this.
I love food.
Okay, the food one. We can click on the food one. Just go down a little bit. Go down.
What do you want to see?
All the way down.
The cows?
I was expecting to see it pop up on the left.
Okay.
Let's just pretend this thing right here that says claps right here is a view count. It's how many times people have looked at this page. Okay? Medium used to have a feature where it would show you that, but I don't know, maybe they threw it away. But this is obviously clapped. Quad just clapped it. But every single time a user loads the page, we're going to have that number increase by 1. We're going to implement that feature.
Okay. Holy shit, 24,000 claps. It's 6 minutes read, guys. Read it. Alright, I successfully made a comment here. Sad. And I will implement another feature called view count. Maybe we put a number here. right? The counts for how many times any user view this post, this blog, right? So by default, it will be 0, and then every time a user enter to this page, this route here, the number will go up by 1, okay? And we have to store that number inside our database as well, so we can keep track of it. All right, go to the code. Where is it? Cd and then pip install requirements. Or have I ever mentioned about requirements here? No. Okay. Basically, it's like a package.json, bucket log JSON in React. It contains all the library, the library, the name of libraries required for that project and the version. Okay, I will show you the file here.
Requirements.txt is exactly like, not exactly, it's just like package.json in React. It's a list of all the libraries we need to run our application. So we can look at this list to install.
Why is it too long?
It's kind of weird.
Huh. Click again. Click again. And click again. What the hell? You have too many click. Alright, leave it. Alright. Might be wrong. We keep the last one, remove the early ones. Alright. Save it. And what is this?
Oh, something else, dude. Forget about that.
Alright. And here's a README database app. Okay, let's go. No, Python interpreter is selected. Annoying. Open your terminal. The first thing you want to do is create an environment, always. Right? What's the syntax? Python 3. Let's check our Python version first. Okay. Okay, Python 3. Python 3 VNV, great. No. Shop VNV bin activate. Okay. Then we have our environment, and then the next step we want to install all the libraries, right? Pip install. Right, syntax. You have to remember it. Install it. Blah 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 blah. All right. Done. Let's wait. Oh God, no. This again. Something wrong with our Scicub libraries. Oh shit. You have to install another one to replace it, because there are dependency, something wrong with a dependency inside the Scicub. And where the hell is the Scicub? Here. So instead of install this one, you can install another one. Pip install Scicub G2 binary. It's a standalone library for Scicub. Just remember it. Yeah, that's it. Right. Now I can delete all of this. Let's and see. I save it. Now you want to check whatever to check the list of the libraries you have installed in your project. Do this. Pip freeze. Right. You see all of the libraries that you currently install here. You have the Scicub binary to replace the old one, the Scicub 2. Okay. Now you have. This is it's not required, but this is how you write a requirements text to contain all the version of that libraries using pip freeze syntax. Using only one writer symbol. Don't use double, because if you use double, like if you add concat another part, like what Lois did before, it's not good. Like you're repeating codes. Oh, sorry. And then here, see,
This is how we generated a new one. This is Quaz showing you guys how he recommends you guys create this file, requirements.txt. After you guys update, you guys run any pip install, you guys should be creating a new requirements.txt.
so for other people, like
So they can quickly and easily
Install.
clone your code and then run the project. Quickly get the dependencies.
okay, what if we type it again, run it again? Nothing changed, right? And what if I put another rater side here? It will add up. You don't want that at all. Yeah. You don't want that. So just remove it. Save. Alright. Close. Okay, here's our app. Right? But I don't believe it. I have to run it by my to check it. This is real. The real one on the internet. So I have to run it Python app py. Right.
Guys, he's about to get an error. Okay? He's about to get an error on line 14. I want you guys to think about what's going on line 14 when you get this error. What's it saying right here? It could not find a piece of data. Specifically, it couldn't find this variable called database_URL. This is something that we have to set in our environment because our computer can have many different databases. So for each project, we need to create its own database.
So we have to link our app with the database. Here's the name of our database. Here's syntax. This part is to tell our Flash app to understand that okay, this is a SQLite database, and here's the name of the file. Here's the root folder, and here's the name of the file. Right? Okay, save it. Run again. Okay, it does run. Now we check it. Ah, shit, internet server error. Something wrong with the code. Go back and see. None type object has no attribute avatar URL. Alright, something wrong here. Check out the database. Alright, open it up. None type object has no attribute. Go here. How you debug, right, guys? Look, watch carefully. Fail here. In app line 81. Post.avatar URL. Go to line 81. Post.avatar URL. How the hell did he get that? Okay, he get it from the user, maybe. Right? Okay, he get it from the user. And here he run a query from the user's database. Alright. And look at our database users. You have to look at the model first. Users, so the name of the table is users. Up, user, run it. Oh shit, there's nothing inside. And that's why that's an error. There's no data yet. And the routes on line 81, what should be? Inside our home route, the root route. So he didn't get anything. He just like render all the information, and there's no information in our user table, so it will return a none. So inside none, there's no attribute avatar URL at all. So you have to fix it. And I noticed that he have another table called user, and let's see. Okay, he does have data in there. Okay, let's use this table and ignore this one. Okay, we have to change some code. Right. Okay. Users. Oh. not this user, this user, this user, this user, this user. Is that this? Okay, that's it. Change it to user, and then you have to fix this one as well. User. It's the name of the route, so you shouldn't change it. Okay. Turn it off, and then okay. Enable debug mode. Run again. Debug mode on. Right. Okay. So whenever we change something in our files here, our server will update. Alright, as well. Log in with khóa 1 2 3 4 our google.com. Okay, not now. Okay, we indeed see the data with the user called khóa Gmail. Right. So I'm gonna add a view count somewhere here. All right, let's go back our code, close this one, and before we need to have a column to contain the view count. And where should we put that column? In the post table. Yeah, it should be inside here, and the order doesn't make any difference. You can place it anywhere. Views or view count. Right, and it's a column db dot integer, and by default it will be 0. Right, save it, and it will actually not gonna run because we changed something inside our model, but we haven't. Let's go. Okay, file it up. There's nothing wrong, but we have to check our database. Inside our post table, we don't have that column. Oh shit. And then we have to use flash migrate. And then turn it off again. Pip install flash migrate. It's a library.
This is an alternative to just deleting that database because you don't want to lose the information.
Yeah, we don't want to delete that database.
So you just kind of
Guys, what Khóa is saying is that right now on line 41, we want our post to have a new field. Do we have that field on line 41 inside our post?
No.
No, we do not have that. We cannot just add a new line of code right now. We need to do more. This is the part that is hard in software development. Okay, so we're about to introduce a new concept called migrations. We need to systematically change our database, and we need to do it in a way that is consistent. If we do not do it in a consistent way that is reproducible, we're going to have many bugs. Okay, so this is the complicated part. How can we get a new field on our post table that says view count? This is what Khóa's about to show us.
Install the libraries. All right. I think he already did it. Weird. Take a look at it. Oh, we already have it here. Okay. Here's how you import the migrate class. From class migrate import migrate, and then you have to set it up. Migrate equal migrate, and then you have to connect our app with a DB.
How do we do that? How do we connect our app with the database, guys?
Here, look at this. Oh, app DB in directory. So app, comma. It will tell us the next element is DB. All right, that's it. That's the required elements.
We call the library migrate and pass it 2 arguments, app and DB. Its signature is that it needs to take the app variable as the first argument. The second argument is going to be the database. You have to call this thing migrate after you define your database on line 21. If you do not have DB available right here to pass as the second argument. This is the basic setup rules. You guys got 2 ways of figuring out how to do this. You're gonna copy it the way we do it, or you're gonna read the documentation and then you're gonna do it the way we do it. Okay, you have to know how to do this.
So again, install the library, import it, and then use it. Use it. You have to initialize our app with the database, like this. Okay. Then let's try it. Save. And then we have to do flash db. Let's remove this one, right? Or we can keep it. So from the beginning.
Yeah.
Remove it. Alright. Flash db init. The first thing, after you install Moderation and define connect our flash array with the array with the db. Flash db init, the first one. Okay, something wrong. Double the name flash COI.
Deactivate and activate.
Huh?
Deactivate source code.
No. I have never run into that one. Okay. We have to specify like our Flash app. Right now, our Flash app doesn't know. Our Flash doesn't know what's the app. So you have to export Flash app equal the name of the file. The name of the file, what is this? App.py. Okay, and then run again. Oh shit. Export. Maybe you're right. Deactivate it. And then solve. Alright, then plus db init. Okay, that's right. Law is right. Weird, right? It's weird.
Guys, so after we set up, when we install, this command right here that Quad just did, flash db init, we have to run this one time.
Only once.
Only one person is going to run this. Your technical lead is probably going to be the person that runs this. When you guys clone, you guys are going to have this folder available for you already, probably. And once you guys become technical lead and you guys get to build whatever you want, however you want, whatever color you want, maybe you guys get to run this command.
So,
just know it creates a folder.
yeah. Look at when you run the command. Look at the message here. Don't skip any message, right? Please. Okay, done. No error. And then you check your folders. Moderation, you have the folder.
It creates a folder called migrations that contains a bunch of magic in it. And when you guys want to become a bit better developer, you guys are going to read through that folder and figure out what's inside of there.
And then open your folder. You have a button of a version folder here. Right now, there's no versions yet. Right. Next step, flash db migrate. Okay, it detects. It will compare with the real database, and it will detect the real database with your models. Okay. And inside your model, you have removed the table user. Yes, I rename it. So I remove the users. I add the user. But in our database, we already have the table called user. So actually, we didn't add anything.
Why does it say you removed reaction?
I don't know. Maybe he coming out those before, right? I don't know. And then we add another column, post.viewCount. Yep, post.viewCount. Right? So we did two things. Change the name of the tables, and then we add another column. And when we run that command, flash db migrate, the flash migrate will detect the changes, and then it will record inside the version folder as a file here. It's a string, something blah blah blah. It's a name, it's a version. The number here, the string here is a version. Open it, you will see something like create on 10 o'clock, 10:50 a.m. Okay, it's correct. And basically, it will drop the table user, drop the table reaction, and then add a column post inside our table post. Column view count inside our table post, right? Just understand it. You don't have to write it. Actually, you cannot. Just read it to know what I do. What it does inside behind the wall. Right? Okay, that's it. Then run it.
We're using a library called Alabic right here. This library is just going to manipulate a database on your computer. Okay, it automatically generates code for us, and it just kind of figures out how to manipulate a PostgreSQL database on your computer or a SQL database. Yeah.
All right, close this. And look at this. We actually don't have. Oh, it will create a table, a very special table, which contain the version. That's it. Nothing else. The post doesn't change, right? We still don't have the column view count yet. So the next step we want to do this flash db upgrade. It's like okay, save it. Flash db upgrade. Okay, no error. It's on information. Okay, running upgrade. Success. Check out the base again. Okay, we indeed have the column view count. Right. Next step, we want to stick our view count number here into our views by modifying the controller a little bit. And where's the one that render this one? It's a root, right? Okay, it's a root. From the root here, it will render the template called views root. Okay, go back to view root. No, actually, we want the view count to be in the video post, not the homepage right now. So click on the post, kittens. Shit, Python out. All right, post number 1. All right, holy shit. I love golden retriever. Okay, I want to have a number here.
Have it next to the kitten so we can see it.
Okay, next to the kitten. All right. Here, the number to be here, right? So the route is root/post/id. Look for the route. Post ID here. See it. And we have post equal post.get ID, and then we have to render the post view, right? Views post, go and look for that file inside the templates. Inside the template we have photo views. Inside the view we have post and shit. Inside the post here we have a bunch of text. Calc title, S5 calc title here. All right. We want to stick another S5.
That's common.
Oh shit, that's common. To pause from here. Oh shit, he includes something else. Okay, go and find inside that. Inside the components, pause. S5 class calc title. Here's the real thing. Okay. Add another one. S5 class equal to calc title. And then here we will have something like post dot view count. And views equal to, okay, let's go. Did I change something here? None. Why is none? It should be 0.
You should technically be 1.
Yeah. Why is it none?
You've got no increment to do it.
Let's check out the database. Step by step. Check out the database. Okay. We have a column view count already. So let's check the value. Why is it none? Because no. One thing, when we add a new column, the old entries will be null. Right, always.
Can you add a new post in the Flash shell to demonstrate that?
Yeah. Okay. Let's first. Should I change now or?
So you can't set default to 0 across older parts of the database.
No. The reason why we see null right there is because these two posts were made before we added the view count. Okay, so that when we made this post, view count did not exist yet, so there can be no data in there, right? But if we were to create a post right now, then you guys would see inside the view count that we would have a 0 inside of there. And Quad's about to show you that. So he's stopping his server, and now he's about to open up a Flash shell. Or no, he can just do it right there. That's cool. I'm skipping my bad. About to create a post.
Post.
Okay.
Oh, nice. He actually recycle the cards from the root inside the root as well. Okay, view 0. Right. So how do we update the none here to be like to be 0? Run on flash shell as well. Run it on flash shell. Right.
Remember that the Flash shell, when you guys see us run that command, like we're kind of opening up our app. Like we're opening up this like little portal, and we can ask anything of our app. We can look at any of the tables that we want. We can look at any of the environment variables. We can look at anything. But we have to import them first. So you could say, from app import all.
Right now we want to change the null here to be 0, right? So we run a flash shell, and then we have to import all the variables we want to use here. For example, app, db, user, and post. From app import app. The app here is the name of the file, app.py, and here's the app online 12. Here's db online 21, and the post model. Right?
It's about import now. Import. I import. So when we open up our Flash shell, we also need to get everything, right? Wow, that was weird.
Alright. And then we need to update our database here. How? Actually no. Sorry. I was confused by Lloyd. He told me to open a Flash shell. Actually, we don't have to open a Flash shell. We can open a SQLite terminal right here. Run SQLite. Okay, not SQLite. It's SQLite 3. Right. We open our it's a terminal for SQLite. We can write queries right in here. The pure queries for our database. But we have to connect it with our database. You don't actually have to do it, but here's how we do it in real life. Okay, dot open. Here's the instruction. Open the file name. Open the name of the file. Database. SQLite, I think. SQLite 3. Okay, we connect to our database, and then let's test it. Select star from post. Alright, we actually see it 1, 2, and 3. Double check again. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, we are gonna update the null here to be 0. Update. I don't remember my update, and then the table. Update table post. What's the name? Shit. SQL queries update. Alright. Here you go. Syntax update table name, set the column to the new value where the condition. Okay. Set update post. Go back. Set the column name is. What's wrong with this? Update post. Set the column name. View count equal to 0 where ID greater than 0. It could be anything.
Should be less than 2 realistically.
Yeah, less than 2 is okay. But here It's already 0, so 0
It should
doesn't.
be less than 3.
Yeah. Why the? What if?
In a more complex database, alright. It's not
Yeah, yeah, it
it's
depends.
super easy. You're saying right, let's set it to 0, but actually you should set rules.
Yeah. Okay. Nice. Right now we only have 3 entries, so doesn't make any different. The syntax here is like there's no fixed syntax, right? It depends on the situation. So right now, I want to update any ID, any rows with the ID greater than 0. We have 1, 2, 3. So these 3 will become 0, 0, and 0. Let's see. Right. That's good. Okay. Now check it again. Pause. 0, 0, 0. Okay. Now we can exit it now. Okay. Dot exit. Right. Good. Now go back to our code. Actually, we have to run again. Python app.py. Okay, we should see 0 here, 0 here, and 0 here. Okay, next step.
How can we get that number to go up now? In what situation would we want it to go up? So just know that there are many different ways to do this. Some people, like if you guys use Google Analytics or Apple, right? Apple Analytics, right? All you have to do is simply look at the post and they will consider that a view. I'm confused. Where is this at? Where is it at?
On myself.
Oh, there.
Where is it?
That one in the middle. This one. So right here, so if you guys are looking at the App Store, Apple will count this. If you keep scrolling like this and then you stop at something for like 2 seconds, they consider that a view count. So this all once again goes down to product decisions, okay? But for right now, we're only going to count it as a view if the user clicks this button, okay? If they click that button and they go and view an individual post, that's going to be a view.
When I click that, when I click this, right? This number is supposed to go up by 1, right? It should be 1 here. So go back to our code. This part of the code will handle the numbers, right? We handle the post. What we want to see on the post here. It's the post here. So we need to increment the post dot view count, right? 1. Or you want this? That's again no, right? It's confusing enough. Okay.
Is it just last one?
No,
Why?
you need to assign it. You have to write the left hand side of the equal and the right hand side of the equal. The new value equal to the old value plus 1.
Okay.
So this is the shorthand, short syntax, and then you have to db.session.commit. That's it. Or better yet, db.session.add new post, post again, and then you commit. Actually, they're the same. You can skip this. That's okay. Run this and then save it, and then test. 1. Refresh again. I'm supposed to see 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Nice. That's cheating, yeah. Elevens. What if it? Go again. Still 11. Only when I click on the kittens, it will go up to by 1. So it will be 12. I go up. I'll go back and see Batman. 1. Excuse me.
Does anyone have any questions so far? Okay, so we finished this lab a little bit early today.
No, I have to commit and then push it.
Oh, yeah.
And save it. Then you have to add me to a collaborator.
I did that. Check
Right. So I have to check out my own brand. new filter view count. I modify these files. Okay, git add, git commit. Okay. Alright, git push origin head. Bam.
What? Did you accept? Yeah, I accept. I mean,
Send me the link.
I didn't add you last time. How long you get that?
Last night?
Maybe this morning, I forgot.
Oh, here. Nah, just give me a link. Copy a link. Okay, the owner of the repo has to add the collaborator, and then you have to go what? Yeah, nice one. I have to log in. Okay, accept. Oh, nice. Then go back. Push. Okay, done. Always, guys, always check the message. Don't skip it. It's very important. I've seen like so many people skip it. Okay, nothing wrong, right? Go GitHub, refresh it. I'm supposed to see, okay, here's my range, and I compare and make a pull request. Able to merge. Don't say this. Okay, I make a pull request, and then Lloyd, actually he has to do it. He has to accept, not me. But right now I know, right?
Guys, doing this pull request is going to be a part of your job. Okay, if you are a software developer, you have to know how to do this. So when you update your code, make sure that you check out, like you checked out onto your branch, you commit it, you add it, you push it to what is this thing right here? The origin repository, and you create a pull request to get into what? What thing are we trying to get into? Why do we want to get into master?
It's the only one out there.
No.
That's good.
Where does master eventually go? Production. Okay, I just want you to know because this is something that like I know for me that like I have not like spent a lot of time focusing on this, but this is very important. Okay.
Okay. Normally Lloyd would have to accept the pull request, not me. But right now I'm doing it anyway. Okay. Done. Right. Go to runtime CS Facebook. Master, you should see the new code. 3 minutes ago, that's me. Right? That's it. Nice. And then, wait. Do you want to go on with the relationship?
No, I think
Right
it's a
now?
break, big break.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is. I think so.
Yeah, let's take a break. Any question yet? No.
I think I'm gonna have to follow the instructions on this one.
Oh, yeah. The instructions on this one are a lot better, guys.
Are they on the learning portal?
Yeah.
How the
Do
hell?
you want to split us randomly into pairs?
We'll do that in just a second, okay? It's okay to read it first, real quick.